This is Mac OS Ken.
iPhone 14 Pros are easier to get. Some aren't sure they'll stay that way. And a few free shows to ring in the new year. It is Thursday, the 29th of December, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Rocket Money. Are you wasting money on subscriptions? I don't mean are you spending money on stupid stuff. I mean, are you paying for subscriptions you don't even use? 80% of people have subscriptions they have forgotten about. Maybe for you it's an unused Amazon Prime account. Maybe it's a streaming service you stopped watching. There is all kinds of stuff that we subscribe to. If you're worried that you're paying for stuff that you're not using, there is an app to stop that. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. The Rocket Money app shows you all of your subscriptions in one place. See some you don't recognize or barely remember? Rocket Money can take care of those. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/MOK. Seriously, it could save you hundreds per year. That's rocketmoney.com/MOK. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now at rocketmoney.com/MOK. Some potentially good news for Apple, its customers, and its investors. JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee says the Pro end of the iPhone 14 line is easier to get. Apple 3.0 ran part of a note Chatterjee wrote. According to that, a majority of SKUs are now available for in-store pickup across all geographies, including China, for the first time since product launch. Lead times for the Pro models are now tracking in line with lead times seen prior to the COVID outbreak in Zhengzhou, China, suggesting that supply is improving and inching slowly towards parity with demand. Chatterjee does point out that supply and demand are usually much closer together this late in an iPhone Pro run, but there was trouble building the phones recently. Not sure you've heard. JP Morgan has an overweight rating on Apple shares. The firm's price target on the shares is $190. In an effort to get these crazy supply and demand kids together, Foxconn is offering bonuses to assembly people. A piece from South China Morning Post says Apple's manufacturing partner is offering 5,000 yuan, just under $720 US, for folks to work at the Zhengzhou iPhone City plant from the 1st of January through the 20th of March. That would have them powering through the Lunar New Year holiday and, COVID. Of course, there's more to running a factory than building things. In addition to the 5,000 yuan for assembly line workers, the piece says Foxconn is also offering bonuses between 4,500 and 4,700 yuan for workers in other roles off the assembly line. What's weird is the South China Morning Post piece doesn't really address COVID-19 currently flying around iPhone City. A little over a week ago, the site Rest of World ran a report of workers and managers at the Foxconn plant working with COVID-19 now that China has pretty much lifted its zero COVID policies. Additionally, a piece from the Financial Times talked of potential COVID disruptions not just at factories, but warehouse, distribution, logistic, and transportation facilities as well. That report had supply chain experts warning of a growing risk of months-long disruption to the production of iPhones. Such talk has cult of Mac's Ed Hardy offering a bit of advice. If you want an iPhone 14 Pro or Pro Max, get it now. The way he sees it, it is not wise to assume that wait times for the iPhone 14 Pro series models will soon disappear. It's quite possible that they'll start increasing again if Apple can't get the devices assembled. As was the case when supply started drying up in November, Hardy says carriers seem to have greater iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max availability than does Apple itself. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. Right now, SimpliSafe is offering macOS Ken listeners a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring. One of the things I have always loved about SimpliSafe is how they let you build the system that's right for you. They're not sending you a bunch of stuff you don't need. If you do need an indoor security camera, though, they're giving you one for free, plus 20% off the other stuff you need. SimpliSafe systems are simple to set up. I had mine going in under an hour. And the interactive monitoring is great. Ready to send help the moment it's needed, SimpliSafe's 24/7 professional monitoring keeps an eye out for trouble for under $1 a day. That is less than half the price of ADT's traditional, professionally installed system. Start the new year with increased security and peace of mind. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplisafe.com/macOSKen. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring. SIMPLI. That's simplisafe.com/macOSKen. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Apple's running a few New Year's celebration specials for people in Japan. iMore says the Cupertino company has unveiled a special edition AirTag to celebrate the Japanese New Year and the Year of the Rabbit. Guess what the AirTag has on it? The piece says in order to get the special edition AirTag, which features an emoji of a rabbit, customers will need to purchase an iPhone 13, iPhone 13 mini, iPhone 12, or iPhone SE. As promotions go, this one sounds confusing. The piece has Apple pointing out that people who order the iPhone through the Apple Store app will not get the special edition AirTag. It's unclear whether the offer is good in Apple's physical stores. The iMore piece only confirms eligibility for purchases made through Apple's site. Also, there is a limited number of Rabbit AirTags available, 30,000. And the promotion only runs the 2nd and 3rd of January. The piece says the promo also includes gift cards. People buying certain Apple kit can grab those in various denominations. They run from as low as 4,000 yen, roughly $32 US for a second-generation Apple Pencil, to as high as 32,000 yen, roughly $240 US, for a MacBook Pro. If you're rocking something in the iPhone 5 line and using WhatsApp, it'll be one or the other come Sunday. A piece from my Download blog says the Facebook-owned messaging app is killing support for iPhone 5 and iPhone 5C on Saturday, the 31st of December. This is not part of the on-again, off-again minutes of hate between Apple and the social network. The report says that the two iPhone models are among 49 older handsets for which WhatsApp is ending support. According to the piece, the app routinely drops support for older devices that lack the capabilities required to support the latest WhatsApp features. And finally today, if you are not an Apple TV Plus subscriber and are looking for a way to while away what's left of the holiday, Apple TV Plus can still be your friend. 9 to 5 Mac says the Cupertino streamer has made the first seasons of a few titles available for free through the first part of next year. Through Tuesday, the 3rd of January, Season 1 of Bad Sisters, The Morning Show, Prehistoric Planet, Ted Lasso, and Trying are free to view without an Apple TV Plus subscription. This is not the start of a free trial, so nothing to worry about canceling. The only requirements are a good internet connection, either the Apple TV app or access to tv.apple.com through a web browser, and an Apple ID. Today on the Mac Observer's Daily Observations podcast, TDO's original host, Jeff Gamet, weighs in on what he thinks are the most important tech and most interesting tech stories of 2022. The first would take considerably more than 280 characters to explain, while the second is really spacey. Then tomorrow we will wrap the week with the Apple-related stories I personally found most important and most interesting. How shocked would you be if I didn't talk about COVID and mixed reality? Spoiler alert, those are my choices. 2022 in review on this week's Daily Observations podcast from the Mac Observer, online at macobserver.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Can, brought to you by me and sponsored by Rocket Money. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and save at rocketmoney.com/MOK. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring at simplisafecom/macOScan. Advertising handle by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. That is going to do it for me this week, except of course for the stuff I'm doing on the Mac Observer's Daily Observations podcast. Whatever you do this weekend, I hope you have a safe and happy new year. We are back to a full slate of shows on Monday. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.